You good?
That'll do.
Sorry, that really
I'm
made
not
me
good. No, it's been a hell of a week already.
Yeah.
My favourite thing about Ailey is that everyone else is like so like shit. I don't want to look like a dick on camera, and you're just like, I'll brand my phone or wherever I am, and I don't care. I'm here for vibes. Like I love it so much.
So accurate. Love it.
I just don't care. Take the piss out of me, it's fine.
Please never change, pal. Ever, ever.
I spend the day working with teenagers. There's not really anything anyone can say to me that's going to offend me.
Very true. Very true. Hello, welcome to another episode of Lids On. I'm your host, Bo Snow.
I'm Ailey.
I'm Cleo. Sorry.
We're a very organised bunch this week. It's going to be a shorter episode than usual. We're going to get straight to the point. Well, as straight to the point as we can do here on Lids On. It's playoffs week. And there's only one remaining this week, and that is Shackleton, who I have disregarded the flag because you've earned it this week.
Thank you.
So we will go through the playoff games. So do you want to start with the Bears versus Packers? What is people's verdicts on it?
I mean, as much as I loved it, I really wish would start waking up before the fourth quarter because it's really not good for my blood pressure at all. But very happy with how it ended, obviously. But at halftime, I was not a happy bunny at all. I thought Ben Johnson's play calling was absurd, going for it on 4th and 8 and throwing it into Packers' arms, and so it was just bizarre. But he clearly at halftime had a word with himself, which was great. But yeah, it didn't. The first half was diabolical, to be honest, and I thought, yeah, we deserve to go out if this is how we're going to play. But then the fourth quarter came round and Iceman cometh.
I think that you won because your offense was better. Your defense is fucking diabolical.
In the second half, they woke up. The past couple of weeks after the 49ers, the defense, I don't even think they entered the field. It was crap. It was just terrible. And then against the Lions, shit again. It was offensive.
Your secondary is there are so many poor communication. The open field tackling is something that needs to be studied at the Bears because I was angry for you. I was like, where's the execution? It's a lot.
I was ranting. I was saying, stop Jacobs and cover Watson. That's the two things you need to do. And Watson was wide open every time. What I will say is, other than Jalen Johnson, our secondary is on like the 4th string or something. We are depleted.
Okay, that's forgiven then. That's forgiven.
Yeah,
I was going to say, come to the draft and write a blank check for any secondary that you can, because there was a call where the Packers running back got the ball, and your high safety is just watching. He's not even going to the ball. I'm like, bro, what are you even fucking doing right now? Seriously. And then he missed an open field tackle. Like, head down, head first, CT prime, go for it. But
yeah, we've got 3 on interceptions this season. Basically, that's how we've done that.
So you've got the Rams now. So it's Ailey's second team, Matt Stafford prime.
Big up the boys. Gotta look after my MVP, Matt. No, come on.
What was your verdict on the Rams-Panthers game?
Well, in hindsight, I feel like my expectations were pretty low, I'm not going to lie. But we had beat them once, so there was hope. However, there were just too many costly mistakes from the Panthers. Like, I think we shot ourselves in the foot more than the Rams beat us. Fumbling muffing a punt, you just can't do in the playoffs. We couldn't cover the middle of the field, and that showed on the last drive. If we could have covered the middle of the field, then our perimeter, our quarterbacks on the opposite to Shaq actually played really well. We just couldn't hold it long enough. The defense for once didn't do enough to hold us up, I think. And I think our middle linebacker area, that linebacker communications, like Rosebroom's quality, but I think we lost Cherilus early, and I think that hurt us as well in the middle. But we weren't the worst playoff performance team this week, so I will take that. And actually, I think most people watching were like pleasantly surprised.
What was your offense like? because I've not watched that game.
Our offense actually played quite well, to be honest. McMillan had a big day. Hubbard had a big day. Dowdle was kind of non-existent, but he seems to have had those 2 wonder games and kind of just died a slow, painful death. Whether that was us kind of relying on him a bit too much, I don't know. But I think we had the quality was there. We were a bit slow starting on both sides of the ball, and that it looked in the first quarter like it was going to be a rout. Like it could have been 40 at one point if we hadn't sorted it out. But the offense did pull it back, and I thought Bryce Young played really well. I think I've had my doubts about him at times, but I think he did pull through and make some good decisions under pressure. And the line still isn't good enough. That's part of the issue. But when he gets outside the pocket, that's when he makes big plays. So things to build on.
Yeah. I think the comparison, because it was always him versus CJ Stroud, and I think I'm very much in the camp of CJ Stroud is absolute fucking cheeks. Absolute cheeks. Like, what the fuck is that boy doing in the NFL?
Oh, I just can't tell you what CJ Stroud does well. Like, Bryce Young, don't get me wrong, but he can put a ball on a dime. Like, he can put it on a rope if he needs to. And considering, the line he's playing behind, I think he's done not badly. Whereas, I couldn't really tell you how CJ Stroud's made it through this season. Like, there's nothing. I don't think he's outstanding in any category. Caleb Williams, you can say composure, can find a ridiculous pass when needed. You look at Stafford, he threw a couple of ridiculous no-look passes that just threw our middle linebacker completely. Like, Roseboom was in his own world, going the wrong way. But there's not anything that CJ Stroud does that you're like, you are elite at that thing, and we can build an offense around you being elite at that.
Fumbling the ball.
Well, I don't know if that's something you want to build on, but
I thought I could see myself the whole time, so I thought I was just chilling. So I was just like listening in and making sure that you were all saying non-nonsense stuff, so it was all good. But I agree with everything. Agree with everything, to be fair. I don't think anyone said anything that I don't agree with. I would say I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed watching the Panthers play. I thought that was a better game than it would have been if the Bucks were in there, because I think the Bucks are quite. I think the Bucks are quite one-dimensional. You're going to get with the Bucks. You're going to get like a heavy blitz. They're going to go for the run game early, and then Baker Mayfield's going to throw some outrageous over-the-top passes. But with the Panthers, when it did look like a rout at the beginning, I had this moment where I was like, this could get ugly. But Bryce Young just stepped up and he rallied that team, got them firing, like got the ball out to McMillan. Chuba Hubbard played well, like running the ball down their throats. It was a really good game. Actually, I don't think they deserved to lose it. I thought Bryce Young played really well. I think it was a game of like really, really fine margins. In the end, like those no-look passes like from Matt Stafford really made the difference. Like he basically marched them down the field twice and got them those touchdowns. Without him, I don't think they win that game. I think the Panthers have got a massive foundation to build on. Like, genuinely they were very good to watch, exciting, young team. Like, I do think they've got, good prospect going forward. Like, if I was a Panthers fan, I'd be very excited. Obviously, there's no Panthers fans here, only Rams fans, so it's fine. No worries.
Mind you, if Jimmy Horn had caught that ball at the end, there was an opportunity for a field goal to go to overtime.
Yeah, I could have caught that, I'm not going to lie.
He was trying to do too much. He was trying to do too much, wasn't he? Yeah.
Just get on the ground. Just secure the catch. We had 2 timeouts left, I think, at the time.
Yeah, you did. I mean,
Panthers
he's probably beating himself up to shit about it.
Yeah,
So
people were getting on at him, being like, cut him, and whatever, and kind of the Panthers fan groups. And I was like, it's one catch. Like, he's a rookie. He's got to learn somehow. And to be honest, making mistakes like that is unfortunately the best way to learn. And as a young team, I think there were mistakes everywhere. ETN made, muffed the punt. We're not going to turn him away. So I think it's a team for a couple of years' time, I think.
I was going to say, Horn wouldn't have been in that position if the defense had stepped it up, even just the drive before, to be honest. I think the Panthers offense did really well. I think it was just defensive mistake.
Going into other heartbreaks, the Bills beat the Jags. Who were we banking for? I was personally banking for the Jags, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud.
Same. It's just a bit different, wasn't it?
But I kind of do want Josh Allen to win. I think if he's not going to win, if he's not going to make the Super Bowl this year, I think he's going to struggle.
Yeah.
In the AFC, you've got no Lamar Jackson, you've got no Joe Burrow, You got no Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
So if you are going to make the AFC Championship game and make the Super Bowl, this is the year. Don't be wrong, the NFC is stacked between the Seahawks, the Niners, etc. But if he's going to have a chance, it's now. Like, it has to be, surely.
Yeah. But I mean, he
I
struggled
don't
against
agree with that rhetoric at all. At all. I think that, like, yes, those are big names that, you know, are the first names people go to for, like, fantasy. But I think the lesser, bigger names are just outperforming him on every level. Like, yes, he is the guy you want when the shit hits the fan and you need that Hail Mary pass. He is Matt Stafford. Absolutely, I agree. He is resilient. He is also immensely broken, and the Bills are not playing well at all.
I agree. I do think you're right that, you know, I think Bo Nix and the Broncos have got a strong chance in the AFC. But if for him, he must be looking at it as if I have to get in now, because if you have Bo Nix coming up and these other quarterbacks that maybe aren't the big names, kind of starting to make a career for themselves and find their footing in the league, if he doesn't do it now, he's going to have all of them and the other names to try and contend with every year. And I think, like you say, the Bills aren't the most consistent, so whether they can do it this year or not remains to be seen, I guess.
I think with Josh Allen, he might be one of those players that's quite hard to love unless you're a quarterback. Because genuinely, I think if you're any other position, you probably think this guy's a piece of shit. But as a quarterback, you can appreciate like how he is doing everything for that team. There is no one else doing anything. He's literally putting them all on his back and carrying them across the fucking line. I don't know how sustainable it is, but it's very impressive. I would say, like, if you want to contrast it, look at the 49ers, where you've got like an equally broken team, like lots of injuries, but they rallied together to come together as like a unit. Like, people step up, people take responsibility. They all got over the line together. Whereas the Bills, it was literally just Josh Allen being like, I ain't going out like this, and just putting them, you know, and just being like, nah, let's go. Which is very impressive, but not sustainable and like not what you want, I think, if you're a Bills fan going into the next game. Because, I mean, he, in that game, had a bad ankle at one point, a bad knee at one point, hit his finger at one point. I would say going into this next game, he's probably like a minute away from a bad concussion that gets him out for the rest of, you know, I'd say the Bills won't beat the Broncos. They won't beat the Broncos in Denver. There's no chance.
No.
How do we feel about, while we're on the Bills, them voting to ban the tush push and then it saving their season?
Yeah. I mean, it was the most impressive tush push I've seen, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a very
Yes.
impressive ball push.
Yes. That is
He did
exactly
get,
how
like-
you commit
Did
to
he get
it.
like 8 yards or something?
Yes.
More, I think, was it? Not like it was ridiculous.
Almost a
But I
touchdown,
think,
yeah.
that's how you do it. That's how you get. The Eagles do it poorly and they do it illegally, and fuck the Eagles, and I'm so glad they're not fucking in the finals. Fuck the Eagles. Suck it. You lost to the Niners fucking D team, and that is generous for the Niners. Genuinely, it could not be more of a Niners Make-A-Wish team, and they lost to that. Suck it, fat one. Yes! No,
I did see a meme that was someone had said when George Kittle went down, the Niners continue to sacrifice every other player on the team to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy. It's like
Where's the lie, though? Where's the lie? Holy fuck. Also, that guy that threw the touchdown, was he a
Jennings.
wide receiver? Yeah, is he a wide receiver?
Jennings, yeah.
What's the backstory with him? Fair.
That's
I think
crazy.
he was a quarterback in high school, I think, and he's done it before. He's thrown a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, that exact play as well. So he obviously loves it. But do you know what is impressive? If you watch that playback, he gets absolutely railroaded at
Nailed.
the end of that. Like,
Decked.
completely gone. I mean, there are quarterbacks in this league that will not stand there and take that hit. That was very impressive. Like, very, very cool.
Also, Jalen Carter is a piece of shit, and he doesn't belong in the league. I fucking hate that guy. But the hit fucking helped. That was 90s football, good fucking GBH. Ugh, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I seen a stat. It was something like Jennings has as many playoff touchdowns as Justin Herbert or something in the past. I think it was Herbert, and I was like, wow, that's Impressive for him, not for Herbert.
Oh, but poor Herbert.
No.
I've seen the picture and he's like, Bozeman's like 41 out of 41 on the PFF rankings.
Yeah.
And one of the others is like 35 out of 37 or something. And I was like, oh,
Yeah. It's
boy.
impressive that they got that far, to be fair.
Boy.
With that line.
Go Patriots.
I mean, I'm not bothered, but I think if he had the right team around him, I do think he's got the qualities to do well. Like, he almost, well, who knows what's going to happen to the Steelers, but he just needs a fresh start somewhere else, I think, Herbert. He's not going anywhere, but he just needs an opportunity.
Well, he's a Chargers fan, isn't he? He grew up supporting the Chargers, so I can't imagine he'd leave unless he was forced out, basically.
Isn't he a Michigan boy as well?
He is, I think. No,
Yeah,
he's an Oregon guy.
Oh, is he? See, that's the problem, isn't it? That Harbaugh's essentially running the Chargers like it's Michigan 2.0, and it's like, ugh, is that adaptable? You know, like I love these new head coaches so much. I love the change. I love the massive turnaround. Fucking fair play to Ben Johnson. You know, fair play to the Jags head coach.
Liam
Oh
Cohen.
my God, that reporter being like, "Hold your head up high, young man."
Yeah.
Oh, my heart, God.
You could see he was like, "Thank you."
He was like, all right, shut up now.
I fucking said Duval after that. Like, holy shit. Like, oh my God.
He said it like him, though.
But I will support anyone that isn't Dallas as long as it's not Philly.
Pretty much, I'm anyone's game. But fucking hell, yeah, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal way. The Jags, what is it that they fell short on? Is it offensive completion? I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know how they got the record they got this season. I don't get it.
Their defense is heavyweight. Like heavyweight. If you watch that game, they were throwing themselves around like nobody's business. Like, it was crazy. Very, very impressive. I would say what you've said about offense is probably true, because I remember the commentators at one point talking about Parker Washington and how he was a revelation this season. He's always been on their special teams, but from this season, he moved from special teams, obviously, to a starting wide receiver position. Still scored like 2 touchdowns this year from punt returns, so still plays on special teams. But if you're coming up with like a revelation of a wide receiver in a year where you're trying to win the Super Bowl, then you don't have enough offensive players, like, realistically. Like, you need to have a roster that's deep enough that you have a number 2 without trying to bring someone off your special teams. Don't get me wrong, Parker Washington is a great player, and he will be a great player for them. But whether that should have been spotted sooner or whether they should have had a deeper roster, there was something there. Like, obviously they had Travis Hunter and he got injured, so they panicked. And I feel like Trevor Lawrence is the kind of quarterback who only trusts certain people. So you really need to just get him in there with people he trusts, and then I think they'd absolutely ball out, because their defense is fantastic, really, really good. We'll see.
I mean, looking at the box score, Parker Washington had 7 receptions for 107 yards and a touchdown. Their closest to him was ETN, the back, with 5 receptions for 49 yards. You know, they don't have prolific wide receivers at all at the Jags. And Lawrence was 18 for 30 for 207 yards, but 3 touchdowns.
I was going to say, every time I seen a catch in that game, it was Parker Washington. I don't even know who else plays on the Jags wide receiver wise, except Travis Hunter, who's obviously injured.
I know Josh Allen, but he is on the defense. That is it.
Yeah.
They're not a oh my God team, are they? I don't know how they got to the playoffs. I just find it wild. Like, what are they? Are they?
They do have an easy division, to be fair. They've got like the Titans, the Colts, which this season I suppose, and the Texans.
What did they finish the season in terms of? Were they 12-5, or I know the Bills were like 12-5. What were they?
I think they were 34.
They were what? Sorry.
It's definitely 13 and something, I think.
Gee. Wow.
Well, yeah, I think it was 13-4 because the year before they were like something.
Were they not the opposite or something last
Yeah,
It
year?
was like 3.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, fair play to Liam Cohen.
Yeah, 13-4. Yeah. Wow. Just going to what's his face? Anyway, where has Liam Cohen come from? Because all these coaches have come from absolutely nowhere, and I fucking love it. Liam
Was he not on
Cohen.
the Bucks? Did I make that up? Did I make that up?
I swear to God, if you are right. Yes, he was. He was the OC for the Bucks.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then Kentucky Wildcats football and the Rams.
I mean, hence why, surely that's partly why the Bucks struggled so much on offense this year. Like, their offense just died. They had no adjustment once people worked out what they did.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you can really tell the teams that have had the gaps for sure. Like the Lions, absolutely hemorrhaging. Like, we thought they had their rebound where they were doing okay, but their execution just fell apart towards the end of the season. Definitely missing their DC. Their OC, then I don't rate the new guy, but their DC, fucking hell. Their defense just isn't half as lethal or aggressive as it used to be, for sure. Okay. So we turn our attention to the Houston Texans versus the Steelers. Ailey, is your dad okay?
I don't think he is, because actually my team did better than his in the playoff. We weren't luckiest. Well, he's probably feeling even worse today now. His boy Tomlin's stepped down, but
This just in.
I think it was breaking news. Spoiler. I think it was predictable that was going to happen. I don't think the AFC North at all this year has been even remotely competitive with the rest of the league. I mean, the Browns are winning games and the Browns just aren't good. Rodgers, pray he retires.
My God, yes, please. Like, does he not seem like angrier? Like, was he always this angry?
Yes.
Really?
I mean,
Was he?
I can't get behind a quarterback that won't commit to a quarterback sneak. I can't understand the thought process of, I'll just stand here and watch you do all the work. Like, I appreciate you're trying not to break him. I get it. And then Sam Darnold did it as well against us. And I was like, have something about you. Come on. I just say,
I mean, even Caleb Babe blocks for his receivers, doesn't he?
but like, what have the Steelers got? JJ Watt, who bang average year.
Pat Frymuth had a diabolical year this year. Like, the year before, he did amazing.
DK Metcalf, bless his soul, he moved, then got shafted with Rodgers, then punched a fan. Spiral.
God, yeah, he did do.
You got Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen's phenomenal for the Steelers. Phenomenal.
But was he at the Ravens before?
Yeah.
He's been phenomenal for a long time. I don't know where the Steelers go. You know, there's complete instability in that organisation now. With Tomlin stepping down, whether he stepped down before he was axed, I don't know. Maybe it was a try and avoid the John Harbaugh situation where, you know, I just think there's nothing that I'm like, right, you can build around this. Like, if you go and draft the quarterback, which you're not going to be able to do with the draft standing you're going to have because you did make the playoffs, where do you go? Are you going to have to pick up a free agent somewhere? Who really would you go for?
Who's the backup? Is it Rudolph?
Yeah, I think he did okay. I think he did okay for what a very inexperienced boy did. Like, I think it's quite a lot of expectation to shift from college to NFL, where they're two completely different sports. You know what I mean? Like, and especially learning under Aaron Rodgers, who is in like insidiously resentment about the fact that he's aging, even though he's a stupid, decrepit anti-vaxxer who I hope takes a long walk off a short cliff. But, like, Mason Rudolph, is he the answer? No, he was fucking awful at, was it Ohio State?
And he's been in the league a long time.
He had a fucking awful draft day. Awful.
How long has he been in the league?
He signed it for the Steelers in 2018.
Wow.
He was at the Steelers from 2018 to 2023. He went to the Titans for 2024. And then this season was back on the Steelers.
I was going to say, I'm sure I've seen him at a different team, but yeah.
I have got Mason Rudolph confused with someone. Will Howard. I was talking about Will Howard, who was also awful. Yeah, he was at the Buckeyes.
Is he? He's not the answer either, I don't think.
He's definitely not the fucking answer, let me tell you that.
I mean, if we're thinking about what like we're literally saying right this minute, maybe Mike Tomlin actually did just step down because he was like, this organization isn't going anywhere. Like, I wouldn't blame him. Like, really, we're sitting here going, it's an aging team. Like, they're even acquiring players from other teams that are aging. Like, what is there to stay for? Like, there's no future like longevity in it. I wouldn't. He's been there for 19 years. If I was him, I'd be like, oh, I'm not doing another 19 years of this bullshit. Like, absolutely fucking not.
And his record is been declining. Like, he's got some silly like streak of like not having a losing season in I don't know how long. But like he literally went, was it like 9-8? Like he just about saved it this year, and he probably just thought not worth it.
I mean, he'll get snapped up by another team as well.
Yeah, he will.
I am calling it now that Mike McCarthy is gonna go here.
He's gonna go to the Steelers.
Yeah,
Yes,
all
100%.
Mm.
And then
take Tua with him.
Imagine.
He's gonna have to take. They're gonna have to pick someone up.
I think you just have to cue the scene from Dark Knight Rises. Just blow up the stadium, and we give it back to you, the people of Pittsburgh. I'm such a fucking nerd. I'm sorry. It's hard to make Houston look good, and they did, and that's a feat in itself, you know.
CJ Stroud looked like he had a fantastic day.
My God, like, wear some fucking gloves, bro. Like, hold the ball. Like, there is absolutely nothing special about the Texans' defense. It is just plain, simple, hard-nosed defensive football. Like, they show the blitz, they send 4 men every time. There's absolutely nothing special. They just hit you harder so you don't want to get up. And that kind of football I respect. Okay, it's not complicated. They don't mix their packages of potentially showing like a 2-man coverage and then peeling off. Like, they don't do anything like that. They just want to hit you and they make you not want to get up. And that worked because 30-6 is something, you know?
Not even a touchdown by Rodgers. That makes me really happy.
I mean, and they just ran the ball down their neck as well, like on offense. Woody Marks. No, go on.
No, I don't think Houston's O-line is remarkably amazing. Like, it's nothing like...
Did I read it right? Did CJ Stroud fumble the ball 5 times? Did I read that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Because that is... They literally talk about the turnover battle. Like, if you can't win a playoff football game when the other team are giving you the ball 5 times, you should not be in the playoffs. I'm sorry, the Steelers should not have been there. They're not a good enough team.
Did he recover his own fumble? Because it says that they only had 3 turnovers.
He might have done.
The Steelers or the Texans?
The Texans said they only turned the ball over 3 times. But either way, that is a terrible.
Yeah, he fumbled 5 times. 2 of them, one he picked up and then threw out of bounds, and then one was jumped on. But fucking hell, it was such a poorly executed game. Like, you just don't enjoy it because it's just piss poor quality. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit grim. I hope it's the nail in the coffin for Aaron Rodgers. He's essentially like outplayed his own legacy now.
Yeah.
Like, at least Russell Wilson had the decency to accept 3rd string. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
That man is like a cockroach, so the entire league could burn down and he will still be there.
That's the 3rd season of Fallout. It's Aaron Rodgers looming around a football field, preaching about anti-vaccine. God. So if we go to the next round then, we'll go with the NFC first. Niners versus the Seahawks. A very broken Niners against a very rested Seahawks. Who are we saying, guys?
I'm saying Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that. I think I'm gonna go Seahawks too.
Yeah,
I think it's hard to bet against the Seahawks with a rest week and with the amount of injuries. But I will say this: if the Niners get through the Seahawks, they can get to the Super Bowl, and they might possibly win it purely based on like adrenaline at that point. Just something will just get them over the line. Like, I kind of want them to do it. I just think it would be a bit of a fairy tale, but probably the Seahawks.
Yeah, I want the Niners to win, like, obviously, massively. Hopefully they do. But the Seahawks, I can't see anybody beating the Seahawks, like, on either side, to be honest. I think they'll make it to the Super Bowl, and I think that they've got a very strong chance of winning.
Yeah. I'll
Would
agree.
any of us have done that to Sam Darnold at the start of the year? Would any of us have thought that?
Would have. Everyone hates Sam Darnold. I back him. He makes poor choices, but don't we all?
He makes inconsistent decisions, but that's fine.
Don't we all in this economy? You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta fuck it. So Justin Smith and Jigba deserves to be in the Super Bowl. Like fucking hell. Like shit. So yeah, I'm backing the Seahawks as well. Another sentence I never thought I'd say. But here we are. Rams, Bears, what are we saying, lads? I'm outright gonna say that between us, I want the Bears, but every time I have backed the opposite team, the Bears have won. So therefore, I have to back the Rams so the Bears win.
Yep.
So
For sure.
fuck the Bears. Go Rams. Yay, Matt Stafford and his yummy reliability.
You disappeared for a second.
Sorry, my fucking internet's doing one. Yeah, Ailey, who are you backing?
I think I'm going to go Rams. Sorry, Shaq. But I think the reason being, I don't know if Caleb Williams can handle that moment. I don't know if he's got the consistency to keep pulling it out the way you have to in playoffs.
But the thing is, though, you can't spell cinema without Iceman.
Reinstate the flag right this second.
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back.
It's a throws.
To throw the hat, that's a signal. Like player ran out of bounds and came back on their own, and that is exactly what just happened.
That's the clip right there. That's the clip. What are you saying, Cleo?
Yeah, I mean, I have a tendency to agree. I think the Rams are too consistent. I think maybe he's run his luck. I mean, I hope I'm wrong because it would make for an interesting division. My brain's gone. Conference championship game, whatever. You know what I mean. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Shaq's face.
I really want the Bears to win, though. I really do.
I
I'm
just
backing
want
Bears.
someone, an underdog, to win the Super Bowl. That's all I care about at this point.
Yeah. Okay. We go to the AFC because it's a given that you're going to back the Bears. You bet about the Bears.
I'm backing the Bears. Whether I don't actually, I'm not confident that will win. But yeah, I'm going to have to back them.
I'm going to have to. I sent our group chat a video of a woman in America whose boyfriend asked her what matcha he should get because Caleb Williams always drinks a matcha. And she went, if this is what it takes to get my boyfriend interested in coffee and matcha, then slap my ass and call me Ben Johnson. And I think that should be on a t-shirt. So yeah. AFC, Bills, Broncos at the Mile High Stadium.
Agreed. Pick up Bo.
Broncos' defense is good. And the Bills have Josh Allen and Josh Allen only.
Stranger things have happened now as well. Got us all being in consensus. Wow.
Watch us all get absolutely mugged off this weekend.
And finally, the Texans versus Drake May.
The Patriots.
Say, do we even need to ask that question?
Drake May exists. Drake May.
What
a
happened
guy.
to the Will Campbell, though? It just went, I feel like it slowly digressed on the Drake May.
I mean, they're a power couple, aren't they? Let's be honest now. Like, I even follow a page for Anne May, and she's the first lady of the New England Patriots, and it's just the Will Campbell plays football today. It's that, but it's Anne May's husband plays football today, and it's just 10-10. It's just absolute brain rot Patriots, and I love it. I'm like in the thick of it right now. In terms of head coaches being sacked, we had John Harbaugh get the kick. Where do we think he's going to end up at?
Giants.
I'm saying Titans.
For the cinema, I'd love to have turned up at the Steelers. Him and Tomlin just switch.
My God, imagine.
I think I'd send my dad over the edge.
Who else have we had the sacking of? We had
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniels was a big one. Cleo, you were talking before about your prophecy. Would you like to regale us again?
Yeah, I said at not the beginning of the season, sometime in the season, I said that the Cardinals would fire John Gannon, which they have, and he would be replaced by Mike McDaniel. So it's in the cards. It could happen, and if it does, then I'm psychic.
Is that a pun? It's in the cards.
It's in the, yeah. So I can't even help it. I think about them all the time. But I mean, I'm glad it happened that way because I would rather the Cards keep Kyler Murray. I do think he's an excellent quarterback, but I think someone's not getting the best out of him. You can make that face. He's a good quarterback. I think he'll come good. Plus, Trey McBride plays for them, so you've got to love him. Okay, you're just going to keep making faces. That's fine.
No, I'm here for the Trey McBride. I'm with you, but I think, like you said about Josh Allen, he's a quarterback's quarterback.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
That's probably why, because I think he's cheeks.
But you think everyone's cheeks, bro? Who do you not think is cheeks?
I don't think Drake may. Ain't
Yeah,
cheeks.
Drake May. Sure. Ah!
Did they win this week? Oh, they're not cheeks.
It's one of those. Both here. One of those. I'm handing them out for free. Kevin Stefanski is finally gone, which means that Shedeur Sanders will probably take the helm. And I personally think that they will trade away the other guy. What's his name? Yeah, Dylan Gabriel. He's equally small. Him and fuck's sake, we were just talking about him.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, equally small boys. Micropack.
Boys.
So maybe, I know you're shaking your head in disgust, but yeah, they are equally small boys. I think Stefanski might end up at the Giants or the Ravens. I think he'd be the worst thing in the world for both franchises, personally.
I was going to say, surely he should fade into the abyss.
Send him to the Raiders. Can't do any worse.
Or the Titans, yeah.
All the time.
I saw a meme and it was like the Raiders will spend $50 million next season on coaches they've already fired.
Oof.
Which I think firing, what's he called? Pete Carroll was hasty. I mean, I know they had an absolutely terrible season, but they have nobody on that team. They have Max Crosby.
Bro, like he's the Joe Biden of football. Like he needs to just sit in a bless you. He needs to just sit in a box somewhere and just coach coaches. Like he's a bit past it.
He's
a bit
like
senior.
I just think, what's the point of paying a coach for 3 years if you're just gonna fire him after 1 year? When I think you cannot do much in 1 year as a head coach unless you literally brought in the entire team that is playing for you. I feel like
Very true.
bringing a coach in with a team that you didn't pick, that you didn't choose, and then expecting them to get to the Super Bowl in 1 season, I think it's wild. And I think it goes back to that thing of the NFL expecting rookie QBs to be Tom Brady on the first game. Like, I just think there is no patience in the NFL whatsoever. I think it's a harsh climate for head coaches.
I would come back at that just because, having watched the Saints this season, after the first 5-6 games, I would agree with you and be like, get rid of him. He obviously doesn't know what he's doing. But the last 8 games of the season, there was some real promise, and you could see what Kellen Moore is doing with the Saints offense, specifically with Tyler Shuck. I think that was what was missing from Pete Carroll at the Raiders. It's there wasn't that. There isn't even a spark to work with to start the fire. There's nothing. There's just they're trying to build it off of absolutely nothing, and he can't get them going even enough to want to play those last few games. As annoying as it is as a Saints fan, because now we haven't got a good draft position, at least we saw some fight.
Do you think there's an element of they did loads to bring in Geno Smith and he was just non-existent?
Have you seen that Geno Smith has unfollowed the Raiders and unliked everything?
That's what Justin Fields did before he left.
Do you reckon they actually do that themselves, or they hire people to do that for them? Because that just seems so petty. Geno at home just being unlike. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's just a lot.
I want to know who's sitting and being he unliked this post from 6 months ago.
Yeah, just Bo.
No, it's me. I am that person. Chief Petty, that's what I am. What if the Steelers brought in Brian Daboll? What an icon. Angry franchise meets angry franchise. It'd be horrific. 10 out of 10. I'd subscribe to that. Definition of hard knocks.
If you could pick one of the coaches that's just been fired to just bin off completely, I'm going to say excluding Pete Carroll, who would it be? Pete Carroll's in retirement in my eyes. He doesn't count. Who would you pick? Just
Head
be
coach.
never be a head coach again. You could be an OC or a DC, but you're not in charge again.
Surely it's got to be Kevin, right?
I think so. Who's the Titans head coach, and is he still there?
That is a very good question.
Wasn't it Mike Vrabel?
Well, it was last year, yeah.
It was. Plus,
So, yeah, he's
then
at
he got
Patriots now.
cleared out.
Yeah,
Titans
but then
head
again,
coach.
people might have said that about him last season, to be fair.
Fuck off with your paywall. God, I hate capitalism.
Who the hell is Mike McCoy? Oh, he's the interim head coach.
He looks like a lesbian golf instructor. Just saying. That is wild. Wild. Yeah, I'd go with Stefanski personally.
Yeah, I think it really. I also think, aside from the also terrible record that they had, and they were just shit. His attitude towards Sanders, I thought was really shit as a head coach. I mean, I was not a Sanders fan at all, and I mean, I'm still not really, but I think as a head coach, when he's going out there and clearly putting his all out there, and also is your starting QB, whether that's due to injuries or not, you still need to back them, and you still need to, even if you don't, still need to show in the media and in public that you back your QB. And I just thought it really, really shit the way that they handled the whole Sanders situation. Like, they clearly didn't want him there. I still don't really know why. I think they were bribed into like drafting him. It was bizarre. But at the end of the day, he's there. He is your QB, so get behind him. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of the reason why he was.
Okay, another question. Do the Browns, having Shador at the helm, hire Dion?
No.
What's the chance?
I don't think so, but I saw a rumour that they potentially wanted that, but
I wouldn't be shocked. Like, if it happened, I wouldn't be
they
shocked.
shouldn't.
But they
I
shouldn't.
agree.
No.
The
Because
whole
yeah, like,
organisation might burn
it
to
was
the
really-
ground.
But that is an interesting point, though. Aren't there some franchises that just need to get rid? That we just need to just collapse the building and just be like, that's enough.
Titans,
AKA the
Jags.
Jets. I love you, Han, but the Jets.
No.
With
Jets
Woody
are
in it. You know what I mean?
Well,
With
yeah,
Woody in it.
Collapse Woody. But don't.
I'm sorry, do you know a more, more suffering fan base?
No.
Poor
But
Han.
I'd rather support the Jets than the Raiders. No offense to any Raiders fans out there.
Really? The Raiders have cool merch, and at least they've won something.
Yeah, but I can't get behind the Raiders. Like, it annoys me when you
The
see
Raiders.
people in like England wearing Raiders stuff that's like from JD. Like, you don't even know what you're wearing.
Yeah. I genuinely think half the Raiders fans just chose the Raiders because they have
Yeah.
cool merch.
And because you can get it in JD.
Because the
100%.
merch is available in Primark.
I hate
Okay.
it.
So
Sorry,
because
Raiders
it's
fans.
because it's well marketed, you don't like it.
I think someone in the Raiders franchise realised, like 10 years ago, we're going to suck for ages. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the UK, we're going to get in Primark, and we're going to make everyone in the UK support us because we have cool merch.
I think it's just, I don't know. I would feel like you get a pull to a team, but I don't feel like your pull to a team should be, I saw it in Primark.
Yeah. They've got a nice T-shirt. Like,
There's the first team I ever watched, and the first game I ever watched, they won, and so I picked them, or whatever. At least there's a story, not just like I went into Primark and it looked cool. So go Raiders, Raider
yeah.
Nation.
Yeah. And the coolest thing about the Raiders is that Ice Cube is a fan. And that's their only positive to me.
And they moved their entire franchise, and the fans will come, and they did not.
I could respect the Raiders if they were still the Oakland Raiders. I feel like I had respect when they were, even though I didn't follow the NFL then. But I just don't respect them as the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know why. It pissed me off. I just wanted to go away.
But as you never watched Last Chance U, totally probably irrelevant. But they said when the gentrification of Oakland happened, and then the Raiders left, they were like, everyone's leaving. Like, no one's interested in Oakland. The A's have left, aren't they, in Vegas now as well?
Mhm.
Like, poor Oakland.
Haley, I'm just going to say the gentrification of Oakland that's my highlight of this podcast. Thank you very much, my friend. You just made my year.
You're welcome. I'm expanding my horizons, everyone.
Phenomenal work, my friend. Phenomenal.
Reading and everything.
No.
Still haven't finished Across the River. Still haven't finished that silly book Across the River, but I'm getting there.
It's fucking heavy.
Silly.
Like, it
It's
took
just
me a
really-
while.
But the chapters, they have mini chapters, and I'm like, why are we jumping across the world? Like, where are we going next? I can't concentrate. My ADHD and my dyslexicness are like,
But also, while you're reading it, don't you think, like, oh shit, like, there's a lot of safeguarding things that you couldn't get away with as a coach/teacher in England. You're like, oh, ugh. It's a book, for people that don't know, it's a book about football in New Orleans, but like it's a really small town, like not known to it, and it really highlights like the poverty and violence and stuff. It's such a good book. Like, I listened to it and I was like, oh my god, wow.
it is
So,
a
and
really
it
good book.
makes me very happy that Alias, and then coming out with the gentrification of oh god, 10-10 year made 2026, we've peaked already. fuck. So yeah, we're collapsing the Jets. Sauce Han, I love you, but maybe you'll find joy somewhere else. You pull a face, Shaq, but would you not like a happy girlfriend?
Yeah. She's sad all the time.
Like, it's like a mercy thing. Like, I don't hate the Jets. Like, I want the best for them, but I also care about the well-being of my friends.
I would collapse them for all the fans, but for the actual teams, like, I really love the Jets as a team, but for the fans, I can get behind a collapsation.
Okay.
Please get them a turf field as well, please.
Oh, God, no. Just get them
I
their
would-
own field.
Exactly. Do something.
I would personally collapse the Titans as well.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? The Browns. Like, bro, put the Browns out of the misery. What have they achieved ever?
Didn't they essentially invent like the practice squad and all that sort of stuff as well, though?
Did
Yes,
they?
I think they did.
NFL wouldn't be the NFL without the Browns.
Yeah, they do have a lot of history for the NFL, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's time to move on, Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah, they'll look good.
Euthanize them.
They'll look
Come
good.
in.
I'll tell you what the Jets do have going for them. Their media team is very good. One's Jets
Yes.
Drive is very good.
I mean,
Well, they're
they've
gonna have
got
some.
Gotham City. They are Gotham City fucking football. Like, I dead ass almost bought a jersey because I'm such a diehard Batman fan. Like, you've got my vote on that one. Although I thought that Batman was always based in Chicago, but that's my geographic knowledge going. So,
But if you're going to buy a Jets jersey, though, surely it's the rivalries jersey. That's the nicest one that they have.
yeah, it is because it's the most not like the Jets. Hannah's going to block me after this. Han, I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. But the Jets, you're all miserable. Is Aaron Glenn, like, I was actually having this conversation with Han. I don't think Aaron Glenn is right for the Jets. I think he will get sacked next year.
I think he will get sacked next year 100% if they don't improve in any sort of way. I can't tell if he is or not. I feel like I can't tell until I give him another season. But maybe that's just me being the whole I don't think one season's enough thing. What I will give him is at the beginning of this season, he did basically say he was spending this year to build up the team, to make them like want to play together and to build a relationship with each other, so they're not just 11 different players on the field sort of thing. And then next year he was going to concentrate more on the actual football, which is a choice. But if it pays off next season, then we'll eat the words. But I can't tell yet. I hope he is. I really hope he is.
Did he not have their one highlight of the whole year, though? When he
The
did his
dance.
little dance down the sideline?
It's fantastic dance.
I just think there's too many. You've got the legacy of Kurt Signetti that is growing now at Indiana football.
Go
I mean,
Hoosiers.
also, fucking Google me. What are, like, the biggest dick energy
Yeah,
ever?
that is
Like,
pretty
be
cool.
able to. Like, Ailey, you can do that. You can be like, oh yeah, just Google me. Like, it's that energy. Like, anyone who knows NWFL, Google me. Yeah, fucking Ailey. Like, fuck. But, like, in this energy of, like, Indiana is going to be paired with the LSU season where Joe Burrow, like, won it all. And I just think when you've got that much success, I just think it's hard for the NFL not to look and go, we need that instantly. You know what I mean?
I guess the issue is with the transfer portal in college football, you can essentially revamp your entire team. And I'm not saying that's what Indiana's done, but that's not possible in the NFL. But I feel like that's what owners are looking for. Like, don't get me wrong, there's trades, there's free agency, there's all this stuff, but there isn't necessarily the freedom to go out and find this linebacker of this quality. Whereas in the transfer portal, you've got like 600 players, and I'm not saying they're all quality, but you can just go, yeah, we'll pay you this, yeah, we'll pay you that, we'll pay you this. Whereas the NFL, you just don't have that, especially like you were saying, Clea, about the Saints. If you kind of pull a few wins out at the end of the season, your draft stock drops massively, and you kind of end up in this kind of middle zone of, well, what do we do? Like, we can't, think about, the Steelers can't go and get a quarterback from the draft, not of the top quality in theory, if they wanted to be at the top of the draft. So how do you build a team without given time?
Coaches, specialist staff. Because I was listening to a podcast about it, actually, is that the Hoosiers took a turnaround because Signetti didn't pick 4-star, 5-star recruits. He picked production. And he said, if you produce, I can coach you.
Yeah.
And it's that like Moneyball situation that I genuinely think the NFL needs to start taking account of, because there is too much emphasis on players like CeeDee Lamb, Patrick Mahomes, kind of the stereotypical good-looking, high, blingy personality football, when actually people just want to see fucking football. And I think that's what the Hoosiers are doing. Is that they're doing high production, high quality offense, defense, and special teams. Every single fucking player on that team wants to be on that team. And now they've got Fernando Mendoza, who is a devout Christian LinkedIn bro, is now going to be the head quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. You just couldn't write it. You couldn't write it, you know? And I think culture's important. I genuinely do. And I think Kellen Moore is a really good coach. And I think I completely agree with Cleo. I think if the Saints raid free agency and undrafted, I genuinely think Kellen Moore could take you to the playoffs next year. 100%.
If you played the entire season like you did, like the second half of the season, like you would be in the playoffs, like, and you
Yeah,
would
we
be
would have been because like even our division was so tight. Like we only
Mhm.
needed 3 more. Is it 3 more, 4 more wins to get there? So it's doable. But like what you were just saying, like I was thinking about watching the Rams game the other day about Puka Nacua. They were saying he was a 5th round pick, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Like you have no idea. And obviously you're talking about one of the best wide receivers in the league, and he works so hard for them. Yeah, he's a bit of an idiot, but like he works really hard for them and like is a great receiver, and that probably comes from the fact that he wasn't a 1st round pick and it wasn't automatically given to him on a plate, you know? So yeah, I agree with that. We need to change the culture a little bit.
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing about Nakua, because back to that Moneyball thing is, I feel like the lower the draft pick, the more players have to prove, but with the least amount of pressure. And like Nakua, it was a 5th round pick, but I feel like if you look at the productivity of players who are picked, I mean, not all of them obviously, but who are picked in the later rounds, they probably put in more effort than the ones that are picked in the starting rounds. And I think,
Massively.
but like, you know, things like Brock Purdy, who was obviously the last pick of the draft, he was a 3rd string thrown in with loads of pressure, but no expectations. And I mean, look at him now. And I feel like the culture around him is a high reason as to why he's so successful now.
Julian Edelman's another good example of a player who was drafted low, and I think he might have even been low in the 5th. He may have been somewhere near the 7th. But you know, I've read his autobiography, and his is a good book about like when he signed for the Patriots, there was no guarantee, and he nearly got cut after 3 seasons, and he only played special teams, and you know, he ended up being a Super Bowl MVP. So
It's
I
like
think
Tom Brady. He was 6th
Tom
round as well.
Brady.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think there's a bit of a coaching issue though in some organizations? Like we're not coaching players. You see videos
Yes.
and they're like, you know, that you get lots of coaches that seem to just be screaming at players like, do this, do that, like, be here, be there. And obviously there's got to be more to it than that. Are we doing a disservice to some of these, you know, to any rookies, and not and expecting them to know too much by the time they get to the NFL?
Massively.
I also think
mean,
like, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say about, you know, if you think about homegrown talent, like Aizen Durd used to be our Cowboys D-line coach, now the DC for the Seattle Seahawks, British born and bred. He coaches people. And he gets to know the people that he's coaching. And then the guys that he coaches will follow him into battle. It's not rocket science. I genuinely think he will be a head coach one day. And I hope he does. He's definitely
He had
got
an
it.
interview. He was on the interview list for the Browns, I think.
Really?
I'm
He should
sure
be.
I'm sure I saw that.
I remember watching him in Hard Knocks and I was like, this guy.
I mean, not to
gets-
keep bringing it up again. Sorry, go on.
No, it's my internet being shit. Carry on.
I was just going to say, not to bring him up again, but Kellen Moore's a really good example of a really good coach. You've seen the difference that it's made him leaving the Eagles. That offense is in bits, and they've got like absolute world star, like crazy talented offensive players like Saquon Barkley, Devonta Smith. You've got AJ Brown. Jalen Hurts looks absolutely lost out there, and you're talking about a team like a year ago who won the Super Bowl effectively with their eyes closed. It was that easy for them. So, I mean, it shows you if you don't have that together and if you just expect people to turn up and play with their God-given talent and just leave them to it, then that's what can happen. You can get disjointed teams that don't fight for each other and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
Amen. Okay. So, with that being said, does anyone have any leaving remarks, final sentiments?
Yeah, down.
As always. Haley?
Big up the underdogs.
You heard it here. Next year is our year.
And that is the prophecy. My final remarks are fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump, fuck the whole MAGA party. Justice for Renee good. And this has been Leads On. Peace.
Peace out.